Shri Rama, Jai Rama, Jai Jai Rama Om. Shri Rama, Jai Rama, Jai Jai Rama Om. Hari Om Pranams. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. This book was released in Swami Satchidananda's centenary. These are experiences and reflections of Swami Satchidananda ji. Let us first topic was designed and defined by God. God was guiding my life from childhood even without my knowledge. God was guiding my life from childhood even without my knowledge. It must have been only with the purpose of working out His will through His vehicle and molding me for that purpose to make me what I am today. So Swamiji feels God's hand only is there behind from his childhood onwards. He made me take birth in a good, cultured, devout, but not rich family where I got all love and affection at the human level. Love and affection at the human level. God took away my mother, my earthly mother, when I was only 6 years old. So Swami Satchidananda ji, he lost his mother at the age of 6 years. God took away my mother, my earthly mother, when I was only 6 years old, so that I should even at that age learn the transience of life. Life is always transient. Next topic is lessons from my life. Lessons from life. God made me remain detached from home and relatives, and I was a stranger there. He made me a good student and made all the teachers specially love me. So Swamiji was a very good student in the school. So everybody used to love him. He perhaps did not will that I should have higher studies for reasons known to him only. Actually, Swamiji had the desire to study higher, but somehow he could not continue. But he soon found a job for me. So God soon found a job for me. God later made me disgusted with the routine work and life. God later made me disgusted with the routine work and life and the selfishness of people around. He prompted me to search for a job far away from home. He made me apply for a job in the army and got me selected as a Sipahi clerk in IA and C, Indian Army. So God made me pass through new and varied experiences in life to make my vision wider. In army life, vision was expanded, but different varieties of experiences. Exposed to new surroundings, friends and discipline, I could learn new lessons of value. God made me understand and also witness certain instances to show how human can stoop down to an animal nature. Even that also he could see. Due to all these and heavy work, I was passing through a period of depression, which resulted in a nervous breakdown. Prayer is the only way. I was given 2 months leave and I went home. On my way back after the leave period, I met my eldest brother at Madras and explained to him the then mental condition of mine. Swamiji had a eldest brother. So he was in Madras, so Swamiji met him. Then he explained about his condition, how the period he was going through, what all. He said that he himself had passed through such moods and found that prayer is the only way to mental peace. So that brother shared, I also have been going through this type of things, I had gone through. So this is common, so you don't have to worry. So what we have to do is prayer. Prayer is the only way to mental peace. So take to prayer. All will be well with you. The advice struck me and immediately we got some prayer books and a copy of the Bhagavad Gita. Some prayer books and Bhagavad Gita. The greatest gift that God gave me from these experiences was intense vairagya and a firm decision to entirely devote my future life to the service of God. So Swamiji has taken up this prayer and Bhagavad Gita reading. So that gave him very clearly dispassion, vairagya. Means that made him to understand what is real, what is unreal, what is nitya, what is anitya. So those things have got clarity, and then Swamiji had vairagya. Means this is all transitory, changing. This will be like this only. So better is to devote my future life to the service of God. A firm decision to entirely devote. Not devote, entirely devote my life. God mercifully arranged exactly at this time for me to come in contact with a friend who proved to be a real seeker and helpful for me. Somehow one more friend he could get contact. So that friend was a seeker of God. He had read many religious books. That friend had read many religious books. By his company, God made me read the life of Sant Kabir Das and also made my determination stronger. God made me even boldly say, I will realize God in this life itself. God mercifully arranged exactly at this time for me to come in contact with a friend who proved to be a real seeker and helpful for me. He had read many religious books. By his company, God made me read the life of Sant Kabir Das and also made my determination stronger. God made me even boldly say, I will realize God in this life itself. That means firm decision, very clear, the goal. Next is preparing for the journey ahead. God's ways are mysterious. After nearly 4.5 years of service, God wanted me to spend all my time in prayer and chanting of God's name and reading of spiritual books. As prompted by God, my routine was like this. I would get up at 3 a.m., go to tank for a bath and sit for prayers till 7 in the morning. 4 to 7. At 3 o'clock he used to get up and take bath and sit prayers and for prayers till 7. After breakfast, I read the Bhagavad Gita and the lives of saints. After 7 o'clock he used to have breakfast, then after that Bhagavad Gita and life of saints. During the prayer between 4 and 7, I used to sing loudly the prayers of my own composition in my rough and unmelodious voice, causing some friends to make fun of me. So he is not bothered how the voice, what is happening. He himself wrote prayers and he started reading his own prayers and loudly. I was not concerned with what they remarked, as I was fully confident that God did not care for voice or melody, but only for devotion. So clarity, no? He is not bothered. He was very clear. God will not bother how the voice is. Whether devotion is there or not, that only he will see. In the noon, soon after lunch, I would go for long walks in the hot sun without even an umbrella, talking to God and chanting his name. After lunch, he used to walk in the hot sun, talking to God and chanting. I would return at 4 p.m. and take bath again and pray till 8 p.m. full time. Wow. So after lunch he used to go for work, only 4 o'clock he used to return, then again continue. 4 p.m. and take bath again and pray till 8 p.m. Food was reduced to the minimum and that too without salt. Swamiji also has followed so many disciplines. I slept only for a couple of hours, that too on the bare floor with no mat or pillows. The main anxiety was to maintain the chanting of his name and remembrance continuously. This routine went on for some time. So much of sadhana. See. Why he was sleeping like that is because he should not get sleep. He should not forget the name chanting. Breakdown and breakthrough. Then God made me go from my birthplace to Wayanad, that is ancestral land, to be in the coffee estate. I welcomed this as I thought I would get better solitude for sadhana. But the opposite was the experience, perhaps due to my own slackness, or maybe God willed that there should be drastic change in my life. I got drowned in the estate work, with the result that my sadhana was slack. I started passing through moods of depression, finally resulting in a nervous breakdown just like the one I had in army. The condition was so bad that I decided to put an end to my life. Was it also not God's will? God prompted me to take a good dose of DDT powder at night, hoping that I would not wake up in the morning. But the next morning, my entire physical body was paralyzed. I, capital he kept in quotations, I was still alive and strong, witnessing everything going on outside and also the condition of the body. So Swamiji had experience then only, like Ramana Maharishi had the death experience, So Swamiji was witnessing, that I was witnessing what all is going on. My entire physical body was paralyzed. I was still alive and strong, witnessing everything going on outside and also the condition of the body. By this, God made me the experience that destroying the physical body was not the solution to the problem, but the eradication of the I, the ego sense, was the solution. So clarity came, very clear. So body has nothing to do, that sense of individuality. Ego need to be eradicated. It was an experience worth having at any cost. Although the intention and the means were bad, the result was good. He has done it for something, but something else happened, no? God's grace. So he had the experience of that. Witness consciousness, witnessing. In quest of a guru. The recovery was gradual. With the experience gained, I carried on, hoping God would do something to show me the way. Soon I returned to birthplace for rest and treatment. The second nervous breakdown made me understand that my life was not for any worldly attainments, but for a dedication to God, doing God's service only. The second nervous breakdown made me understand that my life was not for any worldly attainments, but for dedication to God, doing God's service only. I came in contact with a Coimbatore spiritual center where through a screen, I think, I contacted Rishi Ram Ram, who was in physical body 2500 years ago. Ram Ram, one Maharishi, 2500 years ago he lived. So Swamiji used to share, such a Muktanand Swamiji, that there was a center there, they get answer, it seems. They speak and then they will get. So something like that is there. I contacted Rishi Ram Ram, who was in physical body 2500 years ago. He gave me the message that what I suffered from was spiritual dryness, and advised that I should go to Swami Ramdas or Ramana Maharishi or Swami Shivananda. Contact any one of them. So I got a portrait of Rishi Ram Ram painted and started worshipping and praying, sitting before the Rishi to soon lead me to a guru, weeping day and night. To get a guru, how difficult, see how many things he has gone through and came. That's why the value is known, guru's value, no? Meeting my savior, beloved Papa. It was at that time that my friend from Trivandrum wrote to me about the friend having visited Swami Ramdas of Anandashram and wished that I should also have his darshan. Thus God arranged for my coming to Anandashram in October 1947. God made me feel at the sight of beloved Papa that he was my savior. At my request, he gave me Ram mantra, the holy and the all-powerful mantra, assuring me that if I chanted the mantra constantly with all love and devotion, it will lead me to God realization. If I chanted the mantra constantly with all love and devotion, then it will lead me to God realization. After spending 2 days with Papa, at the time of taking leave of him, I asked him if he would write to me in case I wrote to him to clear some doubts. Swamiji asked while going, no? So, if I get doubts, I'll write a letter. So he asked Papa, will you reply? No. Papa said no. Spontaneously said no. Patting my back, he added that if you chant the mantra Ramdas has given you with all love and devotion and constantly, be sure no doubt will arise in your mind. Wow, what a confidence, you know, Papa. If you chant the mantra Ramdas has given you with all love and devotion and constantly. Three things are there. Nirantar, that is always, constantly. Then with love and devotion. Be sure no doubts will arise in your mind. If by any chance there is any doubt, you will have only to take it that you have not chanted the mantra properly, and you have only to correct yourself. That is how Swamiji has given reply. Papa has given reply to Swamiji's. We will be asking doubts and doubts and doubts only. How much clarity, if we chant our mantra given by Papa with love and devotion and constantly, Papa says doubt won't come. If it is coming, take it that the mantra is not chanted properly. If you chant the mantra Ramdas has given you with all love and devotion and constantly, be sure no doubts will arise in your mind. If by any chance there is any doubt, you will have only to take it that you have not chanted the mantra properly, and you have only to correct yourself. That means one of the things may not be correct, either love or devotion or constantly. Before leaving, when I explained my position to Papa, he wanted to keep me in the ashram, but not immediately. He said he would call me. Never alone. That is the topic. Reaching home, my sadhana continued with vigor. The great change after receiving the mantra from Papa was that I never felt I was alone. After Papa initiated Swamiji, he never felt he was alone. The divine presence was always with me. Till then I was a little scared to be alone anywhere. That feeling of loneliness disappeared. Again, God willed that I should go to Wayanad, but this time very happily, and I spent a few months there. At that time, God wanted me to pass through some more trying experiences. Sister in Hyderabad was seriously ill and asked for some costly medicines. Nothing was permitted to enter Hyderabad because of the Razakar rule, I think. That time Razakars means that I volunteered to take the medicine, taking the risk, depending upon Ram Nam, as I was sure that nothing was difficult for God. He managed to take me to Hyderabad with the medicines intact. Seeing sister very ill and nobody to help her children, I decided to stay on there in the sanatorium, cooking for her and serving her in whatever way necessary for about 6 months. Next topic, a flash of intuition. One afternoon, while resting, I was praying to God about my sister's illness and was anxious to know when she would be discharged from the hospital. Suddenly, a flash of golden letters giving a particular date and month she would be discharged. In few seconds, the date was struck off and another date was shown, which was a week later than the first date. I was sure that the sister would be discharged on that date. Intuitively, Swamiji had that. The doctor in charge came and told that she could leave on a particular date, which coincided with the first date shown to me. A couple of days before the date, she developed slight fever and the doctor suggested that the discharge may be postponed by 1 week. That is the corrected date shown in the flash. Same exact dates only it was happened. She was discharged exactly on the date. So God has given him also the flash. Ripened for the next phase, homecoming. Returning to the railway quarters where sister and family stayed, I continued to serve sister and her children in all possible ways. Then I wrote to Papa, referring to my previous visit to the ashram and his promise to call me to the ashram in due course. The prompt reply came, "Come immediately." So, on 26th January 1949, I came to the ashram, which became my home. It was really a homecoming. 26th January 1949. During all these days, the practice of visualizing Lord Vishnu in my heart went on with great joy. Before coming to the ashram, when I was sitting for meditation, concentrating on the light within, the light of Atma, suddenly the light expanded and expanded to infinity, making this body appear an insignificant spot in that infinite existence. This gave me the vision that God or Atma is not confined to a spot within the body, but He is infinite, all pervading, as the whole universe is in Him. So Swamiji had the full experience before. During all these days, the practice of visualizing Lord Vishnu in my heart went on with great joy. Before coming to the ashram, when I was sitting for meditation, it's not in ashram, before coming to ashram, this experience he got. Before coming to the ashram, when I was sitting for meditation, concentrating on the light within, the light of Atma, suddenly the light expanded and expanded to infinity, making this body appear an insignificant spot in that infinite existence. This gave me the vision that God or Atma is not confined to a spot within the body, but He is infinite, all pervading, as the whole universe is in Him. This experience was as the whole universe is a great soothing factor and carried me through many vicissitudes in life. Whenever any external condition was disturbing, I had only to switch back to my real being, and immediately I would see the names and forms of the universe floating in me, means that capital me, in that power, divine power. And anything happening in the manifestation was not of much importance, as everything is transitory. Swamiji had all experiences, but he never revealed, nor he used to tell nothing. He used to be unassumed type, how he was so humble, so simple. Whenever any external condition was disturbing, I had only to switch back to my real being, and immediately I would see the names and forms of the universe floating in me. And anything happening in the manifestation was not of much importance, as everything is transitory. Thus, His infinite mercy was carrying me through safely. From struggles to inner purification. It was the experience of mine that perhaps made Mataji remark once, "You must have got something substantial, otherwise you would not have been able to remain so cool and calm in all conditions and circumstances. So Mataji understood. Mataji told, otherwise it is very difficult, no? So many things going around, but he was very cool. Swamiji never used to get disturbed, or he was very peaceful, calm, quiet. He won't react also immediately. So Mataji told, it was this experience of mine that perhaps made Mataji remark once, you must have got something substantial, otherwise you would not have been able to remain so cool and calm in all conditions and circumstances. Although on other occasion Mataji said, though you are very efficient in everything, spiritually you do not seem to have gained anything. So Mataji used to talk like that, mother, no? All merciful God gave me the strength to stand all such remarks and take them calmly. I still had to fight against my weaknesses. I could take them belonging to the surface level and therefore nothing to do with my real being. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa always insisted upon perfect 100% purity of mind before one can attain God realization. The name leads to the nameless. God made me repeat Ram Nam, although I could not reach the figure that Mataji wanted everybody to chant. I did not believe in regimentation. Forcing from outside will make one's sadhana mechanical. The aspiration must come from within so strongly that nothing else in the world matters. Then even work is not considered so important as Ram Nam. Unless work is done with full awareness of God, as done by the power of God and as service to God. Even work is not considered so important as Ram Nam, unless work is done with full awareness of God, as done by the power of God and his service to God. Even if I chanted Ram Nam for a few minutes, it would be coming from the bottom of my heart and would give me great joy. So Swamiji says even few minutes, Swamiji chanted also, it used to come from the bottom of the heart. Chanting of Ram Nam helped me the moment I chanted it to clearly visualize that everybody and every object is a combination of Purusha and Prakriti. What all experiences Swamiji had. Chanting of Ram Nam helped me the moment I chanted it to clearly visualize that everybody and every object is a combination of Purusha and Prakriti. Prakriti of names and forms is seen with naked eyes, whereas Purusha, the substratum, is pure consciousness, which can only be conscious of. Although it is clearly seen that Prakriti of names and forms is floating in the all-pervading Purusha, I was struggling to see that Prakriti is only Purusha with a form, and therefore they are same. The maximum I could get at was at that all the names and forms in Prakriti are not separate entities but one in Purusha. Many in forms, one in substance. Prakriti could be compared to a huge tree, and the body of Purusha with innumerable branches, leaves, buds, flowers and fruits. The leaves, buds, flowers and fruits feel that they are individuals, nothing to do with one another or with the parent tree. Tree is one only, no? So many leaves, so many birds, so many flowers, so many things. So they all feel we are separate. So actually the tree is one only, like that we are all one parent, God. Origin is like a tree. God is the origin for all of us. But we feel now we are separate individuals. Beautiful example, Swamiji. Prakriti could be compared to a huge tree and the body of Purusha with innumerable branches, leaves, buds, flowers and fruits. The leaves, buds, flowers and fruits feel that they are individuals, nothing to do with the another, with the parent tree. They are born, live for some time, and in due course, they are born, live for some time, and in due course fall off, while the tree remains the same. Tree is same only, but these buds, flowers and all, it will come, it will stay for some time, then go, like our body, we are all coming. They are born, live for some time, and in due course fall off, while the tree remains the same. But an outlooker, a man of knowledge, can see clearly that all the leaves, buds, flowers and fruits are of one tree only, and therefore that they are all united in the tree, and hence there is no individuality as claimed by each. They all belong to one tree only. It is not separateness. But what each leaf and fruit says is also all right from their point of view, which is based on ignorance. Because of ignorance, we feel we are separate. Our origin is God only, that one subtle mysterious power, Satchidananda. We all have come from there. He is the parent. God is the parent to all of us, one parent only. But we are not aware. Because of separate bodies, so we feel we are separate. But what each leaf and fruit says is also all right from their point of view, which is based on ignorance, and therefore the experience that they are all one, the universal vision, is only for the outlooker, the Gnani. This shows that we should be able to stand apart like an outlooker and look at everything as witness. Then we will not be involved in the play, caught up in ignorance, but really enjoy the play with full knowledge of the reality. What does it mean? Whatever is going on, thoughts, words and deeds, whatever is happening, we should witness. We should not get involved. Like an actor, while playing the role, they fully act, show everything, but internally they are unaffected, unruffled, because they remember they are not really this is only a role we are playing. So witnessing, the actor is witnessing everything. So like that we have to witness. Very difficult, but we have to do that. Whatever is happening in this body, mind, intellect, thoughts, words and deeds, so that was possible only when thinking mind is absent. The thinking mind, me is absence, then only we can feel the presence. Presence means that power, witness. When we walk, no, we see that flowers, plants, some birds or some all those things. When we look at it, really thought won't be there, no, suddenly. But when our mind is stressed or with some breaking of relation or some confusion in the job place or something happens, though we are walking, all the story will be going on in the mind, no? Then we won't be able to recognize those things. So that's why Mahatma says we need to accept everything as designed by God. It is He in the playing all the roles, assuming many names and forms. But what each leaf and fruit says is also all right from their point of view, which is based on ignorance. Ignorance means identifying ourselves with the body, mind, intellect, not with the power which is enliving this equipment, the body, mind and intellect. And therefore, the experience that they are all one, the universal vision, is only for the outlooker, the gnani, outlooker, witnessing. So we should stay apart and look. That's why Papa used to say, detach yourself from the mind and observe, watch. This shows that we should be able to stand apart like an outlooker and look at everything as witness. Same, the Papa said also. This shows that we should be able to stand apart from the mind, like an outlooker, and look at everything as witness. Then we will not be involved in the play, caught up in ignorance, but really enjoy the play with full knowledge of the reality. That means we know the same power is assumed all the roles and playing. So we enjoy the play. Otherwise, if we get involved, then gone. So my practice in those days was that when I saw anybody, I should see the consciousness in him. Swamiji used to see the power, the subtle, mysterious power called consciousness. My practice in those days was that when I saw anybody, I should see the consciousness in him, pervading every atom of his body, and I took it that the body was active only because of the consciousness, which is real and not the body. That is Jada Prakriti, then Chaitanya Prakriti. Two are there. In 7th chapter, Lord Krishna says his Prakriti are two types. One is Apara, one is Para. Apara Prakriti is 5 elements. We are made up of with 5 elements plus mind, intellect, and then Ahankara. All 3. Total 8. That is Apara Prakriti, he says. That is Jada. Then another Prakriti is there, Para, that is Chaitanya. So beautiful, Swamiji. See, my practice in those days was that when I saw anybody, I should see the consciousness in him. the power, he was able to recognize the divinity, the power, the subtle, mysterious power pervading every atom of his body, and I took it that the body was alive only because of that consciousness which is real and not the body. So once we have the experience within ourselves, then only we will be able to see outside that same consciousness, we will be able to recognize in others. That is what Papa said. So that means Swamiji had that experience. That is why he was able to feel. Whenever anybody he sees, he is able to recognize that power in that persons, in everybody. That's what Swamiji was practicing. That's what Swamiji, my practice in those days was that when I saw anybody, I should see the consciousness in him pervading every atom of his body. Because of that only we are alive, no? That mysterious power is not there, we are a dead body. So like that we have to tell ourselves. And I took it that the body was active only because of the consciousness which is real. Without that life, we are a dead body, no? So that is what Swamiji was practicing. So the power is real, the body is unreal. The consciousness is also called the unifying spirit that connects up all the forms in Prakriti into one unit, like the thread that connects up all the beads in a rosary and makes it a single unit. If we make garland also, no, the thread will be there, no? All will be like, string to one. Bhagavad Gita, this sloka is there. Lord explains, all are strung to my. So consciousness. In that consciousness we are all there. This consciousness is also called the unifying spirit that connects up all the forms in Prakriti into one unit, like the thread that connects up all the beads in a rosary and makes it a single unit. Any mala, no, that garland or mala, whatever it is. I was charmed by Sant Jnaneshwari Maharaj's statement that Purusha is the gold thread connecting all the gold beads which are the innumerable forms of Prakriti. Thus, he says that Purusha and Prakriti are not different. This practice gave great joy, yet I lacked the feeling I was completely free or liberated. Then was something more to be experienced. That fullness feeling is still not yet come, that's what. After all these experiences. Grasping is hard, holding on is harder. I often used to repeat, "Oh Lord, you are everything." All the emotions, all the thoughts, all the feelings are you only. As there is nothing but you. You are also beyond everything. I often used to repeat, "Oh Lord, you are everything." All the emotions, all the thoughts, all the feelings are you only. As there is nothing but you. You are also beyond everything. Whenever the thought of a person comes to my mind, I took him to be not an individual but a part of this universe, which is the manifestation of God. From early morning, whatever I saw, whatever I touched, I used I used to say within myself, this is also your form, O Lord. Thus everything was identified with God. This made me speak less, as the mind was busy, engaged in identifying everything and everybody with God. So every time Swamiji was continuously going on. So he was busy telling himself all these things. That's why he was not speaking much. He was speaking very less. Beautiful sadhana. I often used to repeat, "Oh Lord, you are everything. All the emotions, all the thoughts, all the feelings are you only. As there is nothing but you." Because consciousness is not there, all this won't work, no? So because of that power only, thoughts are there, emotions are there, feelings are there. So Swamiji was identifying with that power, all the things. Oh Lord, you are everything. All the emotions, all the thoughts, all the feelings are you only. As there is nothing but you. You are also beyond everything. Beyond everything means all the thoughts, emotions, and then feelings we are able to see because of that power. That power is not there, it is not made known to us. So thoughts, words and deeds, feelings, thoughts, emotions, all are able to arise because that power is there. So he is that power and beyond that power. You are also beyond everything. Whenever the thought of a person comes to my mind, I took him to be not an individual, but a part of the universe, which is the manifestation of God. The whole universe is the manifestation of God. Means one power, multiple names and forms. Varied names and forms, but in everything what is there is God. God means subtle, mysterious power, because of which we are alive. I took him to be not an individual but a part of the universe, which is the manifestation of God. From early morning, whatever I saw, whatever I touched, I used to say within myself, this is also your form, O Lord. Whatever he saw, whatever he touched, he used to say, this is also your form, O Lord. Thus everything was identified with God. That is the truth, no? He is there in the Jada form also, he is there in the Chaitanya form also. So this is also he, this is also, Mataji used to say, no? Everything, no? This is also Papa, this is also Papa, this is also Papa. Means Papa means the consciousness, the subtle mysterious power, the God factor. So Swamiji also was identifying like that. So he was telling himself inside, whatever he touched, whatever he saw and whatever he touched, he used to say, this is also God, this is also God. God means the power. So the power has taken the form of Jada and Chaitanya also, both are there, no? So whatever items we see, it has come from him only. Origin is he only. Everything has come from him only. So that is how five elements are explained, no? From that power, first came space, that Akasha, sky. Then from sky, the air came. Then from air, fire. From fire again, water. Then Prithvi, that is earth. Then from earth, all vegetation came, no? Food. Then from food, Anna, we came out. So that is our origin is God. That is the thing. So we are made up of coming from him only. That is why Satchidananda Swamiji says the human birth is the gateway to liberation. We should go back to our real home origin. We all have come from source. The origin or the root is God. God means that subtle, mysterious power. From there only we came. All names and forms. So that's why whatever touched, whatever he saw, Swamiji used to say, this is also God, this is also God, this is also God. So himself. This is also your form, O Lord. Thus everything was identified with God. This made me speak less, as the mind was busy, engaged in identity. We can't see anything. टॉर्च भी नहीं है ना, मोबाइल का टॉर्च है क्या आपके पास? Current has gone. Torch light will come. Mobile. Will you please keep? Thank you. I'll give back. Thus everything was identified with God. This made me speak less, as the mind was busy engaged in identifying everything and everybody with God and trying to be conscious of the Purusha pervading the entire body of that person or object. Trying to be conscious of the Purusha pervading the entire body of the person or object. So I was cool and calm, enjoying the communion with God in each and every form I saw. So I was cool and calm, enjoying the communion with God in each and every form I saw. I was mistaken to be unwell, and I had to say again and again that I was all right. Swamiji was busy in that sea. This made me speak less, as the mind was busy, engaged in identifying everything and everybody with God and trying to be conscious of the Purusha pervading the entire body of that person or object. So I was cool and calm, enjoying the communion with God in each and every form I saw. I was mistaken to be unwell, and I had to say again and again that I was all right. My effort was to maintain this in all conditions. My effort was to maintain this in all conditions. But as soon as I started talking, the mental condition changed and the thought of God got diluted, and I was back to body consciousness. I was trying to maintain this consciousness even when talking to others and at all times. Success was not much. I failed often, but failure did not deter me. So with determination, Swamiji was trying. He did not leave it. So what was the practice Swamiji was doing? Whoever was coming, he used to think that consciousness is coming. And because of consciousness only, these bodies are there, these names and forms are existing. And morning onwards, as soon as he gets up onwards, he used to, whatever he saw and touched, he used to say, this is also God, this is also God, this is also God. And the prayer he was repeating, O Lord, you are everything, all the emotions, all the thoughts, all the feelings are you only. As there is nothing but you, you are also beyond everything. Not to be swayed by your outer adulation. At the 4:30 ho gaya? I didn't realize. That's why current has gone. इधर कंटिन्यू, कल कंटिन्यू करेंगे स्वामी जी। सॉरी, थैंक यू. So time is up. So anyway, we will try to contemplate, because simply Sravana, hearing and going will not help. So we will try to bring some words of Swamiji, whatever comes, then repeatedly think about it. How beautifully Swamiji simple way explained. Anyway, Papa's grace today, he blessed us with this Swamiji's experiences and reflections by Satchidananda Swamiji's. We thank from bottom of our heart to our Lord who is seated in all of us. We also pray to Him, kindly give us all that experience, make us remember you, feel your presence in all our thoughts, words and deeds, like Pujya Swamiji. By ourselves we may not be, but with your grace we will be able to. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om, pranams to you all. Today Swamiji is busy, so we could not had his satsang. Tomorrow again we will check up. If he is available, Swamiji will come online. Otherwise we will continue this reading. Hari Om, pranams to you all. Hari Om.